Everybody. Hello, it's Grimmy here on BBC Radio 1. We are live, and I'd like to cheer when I say the I word. We are live in Ibiza! That's exciting.
Radio 1 has always been at the forefront of cutting-edge music, breaking acts, breaking tunes, and that's the one special reason that people love the radio station and they trust us to bring the acts and bring the party to Ibiza, and it's going to be 20 years next year, so you know that says something.
Legendary weekend for Radio 1, always so good. Tonight kicks off from 7 o'clock at Ushuaia. Pete Tong and Annie Mac are going to be your hosts, and they are here this morning. But what can we expect tonight? What's going to be happening?
It's literally the biggest, most covetable, most amazing place to be on Ibiza for the whole summer.
Radio 1 weekend is a huge attraction that pulls in, I don't know, maybe 20,000 people over a weekend.
When Radio 1 is on Ibiza for that weekend, it's such a massive presence, and it's just, I don't know, I kind of feel like there's a huge buzz across the island.
But I think we should say hello to some people here on the island. Let's do that. We'll go out onto the balcony here. Ibiza, you are live on BBC Radio 1. Make some noise! Now we've started.
The concept of Radio 1 weekend is pretty much to reflect what is huge in dance music at this moment in time, and to appeal to different people across all genres of dance music. And I think this year particularly we nailed it. People from David Guetta to Afrojack, covering the more commercial sort of EDM side of things, but then, you know, Ten Walls, MK, Duke Dumont, you know, Sasha is a legend who's playing tonight, Privilege. We cover it all. And the aim of it is just to reflect, you know, how amazing the island is, how amazing dance music is, and how much we love it.
This year, I mean, we kicked off here on Friday morning with Nick Grimshaw. Nick presents The Breakfast Show in the UK, and it's a huge audience to that show, and Nick's a very charismatic presenter. We had lots of special guests. All the Radio 1 DJs got up at an unearthly time in the morning.
Who makes a noise for Btraits?
That was really fun. We had all the DJs play a few tracks back to back, which is a bit of a shambles, but it's always really good to have everyone involved.
On Saturday, we did Danny Howard's show, Dance Anthems. He kind of took over the mantle from Dave Pearce maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and now Danny's got that as his own brand and is doing really well with that.
Literally, it was 4 years ago to this day where I was stood on the balcony here at Mambo after winning the competition, Superstar DJ competition it was called, on BBC Radio 1. It was just, I remember the feeling just being stood on the balcony and so many people were like shouting my name and screaming. It was just a bit like, wow.
And then finally on Sunday it was Annie Mac doing her show, which is called the Hot Water Bottle. Let's get back to Mambo, where it all started on the Friday. It kicks off the weekend, so let's close it all down here as well.
It's Annie Mac here. We are live on BBC Radio 1 from Ibiza.
Lady, hear me tonight, 'cause my feeling is just so right.
The relationship with Mambo is a very special one, and it does go back a long way. And people like, if you go back to the 90s, Dave Pearce, Pete Tong, Judge Jules, Danny Rampling, all used to come to Mambo when they weren't broadcasting or DJing. They'd just come here to relax, to chill out.
We always wanted to have a base here. We always wanted to come back at Mambo. And now, obviously, all the years at Ibiza Rocks Hotel and now over at Ushuaia, Radio 1 still religiously come back to Mambo to use the studio and use the venue. So they're part of our Radio 1 story, so that's why we always want to be here.
Said to the rescue, Annie Mac, to the rescue, Café Mambo, to the rescue, here I am, to the rescue, I said.
Just the crowd, you know, they were up for it and they stayed, because sometimes we do it in the studio and they can't really see what we're doing, so they stayed until we went down in the DJ box and did the live mix. And yeah, I've come out and finished the show very happy. So I'd just like to thank everyone here at Mambo, so thank you, and thanks to everyone for listening and coming down, and hopefully we'll do it again next year for 20 years of Radio 1 in Ibiza.
Café Mambo. Please make some noise for Maverick.